Salam everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lina Atiq. I am an artist and self-taught Arabic calligrapher, passionate about creating art inspired by my faith. Today, I'm working on a new piece incorporating both Islamic art and Arabic calligraphy, and I'm excited to take you along with me through the entire process. Along the way, I'll be answering some of the most common questions I have received from you on Instagram about my art journey. I hope sharing my experience will inspire you, whether you are just starting or already on your own creative path. So let's get started. The first question I got asked is what inspired me to start calligraphy. This is also the most asked question. I began my calligraphy journey almost 5 years ago, but art has always been a part of my life, even from childhood. In school, art was my favorite subject and I was always drawing random things. But for a long time, I didn't know what my art style was, so I stopped creating art for a while because nothing really felt like me. Then, something changed. I began reading and connecting with the Quran more deeply, and I was inspired by how beautifully Quranic verses were written by other calligraphers. Seeing that, I felt this strong urge to combine my faith with my art, to create something meaningful. It was no longer just about creating random pieces, it was about turning my connection with the Quran into a form of expression that brings peace and serves as a reminder for myself and others. When I shared my own early pieces, my friends were so supportive. Their encouragement helped me to realize that this was something I wanted to do and improve at. And now I feel blessed to be able to share my work with all of you. The next question I got asked is how I studied Arabic calligraphy and if I can share some tips for beginners. So, I am actually a self-taught Arabic calligrapher. By that, I mean I didn't learn from any particular artist, calligrapher, or take any formal courses. I figured out my own way of learning through a lot of trial and error. I started by researching Arabic calligraphy online, finding images of different scripts, and simply trying to copy them on my own. Of course, my work at the beginning wasn't perfect, it was far from it, but I was determined to improve. I started by practicing the individual Arabic letters in Zulu script, and after a lot of practice, I started to see improvements. But even now, I still feel like I have a long way to go. Calligraphy is a lifelong journey of learning and practice. For beginners, my biggest tip is just start. You are not going to be perfect at the beginning, and that's completely okay. It takes time, patience, and consistency. Keep practicing even if you don't like how your work looks at first, it will get better with time. I have also made several detailed videos on my YouTube channel where I break down how to write each letter in the Zulu script. So if you're looking for a place to start, checking those out might be helpful. The next question is about sharing some basic tips and tricks for doing calligraphy on a canvas. First, I would recommend making sure you have practiced on paper before moving on to canvas, because calligraphy on canvas can be more challenging. Once you are ready, always sketch your design first using a pencil. You can try the double pencil technique, taping two pencils together to create a column-like shape, which helps sketch the layout. After sketching, use a flat brush that matches the size of your calligraphy. If you are using a marker, make sure it's permanent and angled for clean strokes. I have also shared more detailed tips for calligraphy on canvas in my other YouTube videos, so feel free to check those out if you are looking for more guidance. The next question is about what motivates me to create art when my motivation drops. One thing that really helps me is keeping my workspace clean and organized. When my space is tidy, I feel more ready to jump into my work without distractions. I also set clear goals and time limits, like deciding to finish a piece by a certain day or within a week. This keeps me focused and pushes me to stay on track. Unfortunately, I couldn't answer all the questions this time, but I focused on the ones I get asked the most. I'd love to hear your feedback on this video, and if you have any more questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and that my journey and tips inspired you. I'm looking forward to sharing more in future videos, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching.